The reason why other people get the relationships, the recognition, the compensation that you're after is because of their belief system. Your belief system is standing in your way. So let's have a look at the first belief that you have. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, that's old. Neuropsychology has shown us that you can. And there's a concept called neuroplasticity. Simply what neuroplasticity means is that the brain can change. It's not as set as what it was. Physiologically, your brain cells can change. And there are ways in which you can actually make the change happen, which I will give you later on in this video. The next thing, we often get so caught up in what other people think about us. We'll end up being anxious. We'll end up being so concerned what others say, what others think. Well, here's the truth. What other people think of us is actually none of our business. Stop standing and living by expectations of others, what they expect from you, how they expect you to behave, how they expect you to be. You need to start living up to your potential and let go of any expectations anybody has of you. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. I've experienced this most of my life, and that's why I can absolutely relate to you. If I look at my career, I always seem to be the one who was working harder, who was putting in the hours, putting in the effort. If I look at my personal relationships, I felt as though I was giving so much to this relationship. I was committed, I was trying so hard. And here's the catch. It is exactly that. I was trying too hard, and I was trying hard for other people instead of looking at myself and being absolutely true to myself. Sometimes it used to really irk me. I felt like I'd been given my entire life putting in all the extra effort, been living in my brain, thinking of every single situation, how I could make myself better, how I could improve, what I could do differently. I'm sure you get caught up in the workplace when you're trying to impress somebody. You want to make that most powerful presentation, and you put far too much effort into it instead of letting it just flow naturally. And that is something I learned, is how to get into the flow. And the only way you can get into the flow is if you let go of the opinions of others. And it's a conscious decision you need to make, is that you matter, and what they say, what they do doesn't really matter. All right, so the things I was saying to myself is, why am I not getting anywhere? What am I doing wrong? And you'll end up taking it all upon yourself. And you know what? It's actually quite good, because it is up to you. You're the person who can make the change. But what I found is that the more I worked and the more I pursued and the more I pushed so hard, the more elusive it became. And it became very painful. And I realized, you know what? This is just not worth it anymore. And many times I just wanted to throw in the towel and I just wanted to walk away. And it's exactly at that point when I wanted to throw in the towel and walk away that things started changing. And then suddenly it dawned upon me. It's that I was too attached to a specific way, specific outcome. I wanted things to be the way I saw the outcome. I wanted to get that promotion. I wanted to get that increase. I wanted that relationship. The problem was within me. I wanted something too badly. Once I realized it wasn't really important, once I realized so long as I was actually true to myself and I was actually being confident in my own abilities and enjoying the journey and not be attached to whatever the outcome is and make this current situation count, you've got two choices. Either the pain of remaining the same is going to be so intense and so bad for you, you have to do something about it. The other one is, why not take back control? You're in charge of your life. Why not create the future you want instead of trying to create the outcome that you're pushing to please everybody else? So this internal and incessant chatter and this dialogue that goes on inside our mind is really what you need to come to terms with. That's what you need to change. I'm going to get into the details of that. And I've just used the 3 C's. It's actually quite simple. And every time I find myself going into that rabbit hole where I start getting out of control in terms of current situations and realizing where I'm at, I just go back and I stop myself in my tracks and I say, Shireen, remember the 3 C's. The first one is you, and only you are the one who can make the choice. I can't make the choice for you. And I know, I've been there. We've got every excuse under the book. Every excuse you can throw at somebody. You keep on saying, you know what? The weather's bad. When it's summer, I'm going to change and I'm going to do something about my body. Or we start saying, you know what? I just need to get through this next hump in terms of work. I just need to finish this. You know what? I don't have enough money to have that child right now. I've got to wait until the financial situation's right. We come up with every excuse in the book as to why we can't do it. It's not anybody else's fault. It's our own. You are the only one who can make the choice. There is no perfect opportunity. The perfect time is now. The second C is, once you've made that choice, is consistency. Once you commit to doing it, you have to be consistent and rather have little small imperfect actions performed on a consistent basis than strive for perfection. So this is why we're not consistent. We want everything to be right. We want everything to be perfect. If we look at exercise as an example, you can't just go and start a marathon. It starts right from the basics. You have to start getting fit, and you have to build up your fitness level before you can actually go and run a marathon. In the same way with your life, whatever you're trying to achieve, you have to take action. You're the person who has the ability to do something about it. Nobody else can do it but you. So you need to make yourself a priority. So if you decided, for example, hell, I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to get fit, I want to be healthy and I want to enjoy my life, you need to put yourself first. You need to make sure that you set your agenda. You say, right, I'm going to start walking. Even if you just start walking 5 minutes a day, start. But make sure you do those 5 minutes every single day. And you know yourself better than I do. I don't know you, but I'm going to tell you what I do. What I started doing is I started putting my running kit out at nighttime. So in the morning, I didn't have time to think about it. And that's what I love about the slogan Nike, just do it. Once I got up in the morning, and as soon as I opened up my eyes, I didn't even give myself the opportunity to speak myself out of doing it. I just said, just do it. And I put on those running shoes and I went for my walk. Till eventually I was continuously being so consistent. The third point, the conversations you have with yourself. The self-talk is probably the biggest blocker that we have. We always speak ourselves out of why we can't do something. It boils down to you're actually fearful of becoming so powerful. You're scared of the success. You tell yourself you're not worthy. You tell yourself you're not good enough. That's essentially what it boils down to. Even though you think you're nurturing yourself, you're taking good care of yourself, I'm going to challenge you and I'm going to tell you that the real reason is unconsciously, what you're even not aware of, is that you don't believe you're worthy of whatever it is you want. And I'm going to challenge it and I'm going to tell you are worthy of it. You can fulfill your true potential, not anybody else's, but your purpose and your calling. So now I'm actually going to get into the steps of how you go through those 3 C's. That's going to be more practical. It's actually it's not difficult. You just got to be committed to the actions. So let's get into the details of how to make the choice. Number 1, you need to set your intentions. You need to be absolutely clear in your mind that this is a choice you want. This is something you really and truly desire. You must have the passion. Without the passion, it means nothing. So get the passion. Number 2, say you come first 3 times. You come first, you come first, you come first. Point 3, so it's about the countdown. So if we do the countdown, give yourself 5 seconds. Just do it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Just take action and take action after the countdown. No matter what excuses in the head, just do it. My one-size-fits-all tip for consistency is just do it for 21 days. 21 days starts creating that neural pathway. It's like a little shoot in your brain that starts creating this habit. So just be consistent for 21 days. That's the hard part. If you can do something for 21 days, it becomes so much easier to become a habit and part of who you are and ingrained the way you do things. So conversations with yourself. What is necessary for you is to first recognize that those conversations you've had in the past no longer serve you. You need to have new conversations with yourself. And it starts like this. First, stop yourself. Stop yourself right in your tracks when you start going back to your old habitual thought patterns that you have. And just put yourself back on track and keep on remembering that vision that you have for yourself. Bring yourself right back and say, I've got this. I can do it. I know what I'm capable of doing. Because you do know you can do it. Nobody else needs to convince you. You need to convince yourself that you can actually do this. And the biggest problem about conversations with yourself is you're always looking towards the future or looking behind you in terms of what you should have done, what you ought to do, what you didn't do. Or you're always so overly concerned about the future. So the important part is to focus on the here and the now. That's all you have is the here and the now. So once again, have this conversation saying, I've got this. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like. And if you don't want to miss what I have in my next video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.